gonorrhea, 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 gonorrhea.
Isn't awesome.
Gorror.
God, he reigns.
Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another month of Gorror review, and this is number 14, and this time I am taking a look at The Evil Dead. No, not the remake, I already reviewed that. Go check it out, I did it a couple months ago, but here I am reviewing the 1981 cult classic directed by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell himself, The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead. The remake's just called Evil Dead, but this one, The Evil Dead. So, what did I think of the cult classic? Well, you can kind of guess what I thought. You know, it's a cult classic for a reason. But let's talk about it anyway with the story. The story for The Evil Dead, not only is it very well known and very simple, but it's also pretty much classic for the horror movie genre. So I'll explain it, but I'll do it quickly. The story here follows a group of college students going to a cabin in the woods for a vacation. While they're there, there's something evil in the forest that keeps possessing one of them one by one. And when they get possessed, they turn into these deadites, which are these just, pretty much they still look like the person they're possessing for a little bit, and then they just get worse and worse and just get more distorted and just gross. It's hard to explain, you gotta see the movie. But they just get more gross, and really they don't kill people. It's more like they screw with the other people in the house first, and then they possess those people. And that's pretty much it. That's the story. That's it. A lot of blood, a lot of guts, a lot of gross stuff. That's the story. Now, The Evil Dead 2 and 3, or Army of Darkness, are more comedy than horror, but this film is definitely more horror than comedy, because even though there is a lot of funny moments and a lot of very corny, very chuckle-worthy moments, there's a lot of parts where I was just like, ew, or just I was creeped out. And there's actually a lot of really good camera work in this. Of course, the classic ones, like the point of view of the actual evil entity in the forest, and you can see the camera moving with it. Hard to explain, but again, if you know this movie well, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of great camera work in this film, but really what's so creepy is the practical effects that went into some of these deadites. I love that when one of them gets possessed, they look kind of normal, except maybe some scratches on the face or whatnot, or maybe their arms are a little weird looking. But later on in the film, when it's getting more and more disgusting, they start just getting even more just grotesque looking, and I love that. I love that there's an escalation in the grotesqueness of some of these deadites. I love that. And at the end, there's a whole part where they start exploding, these deadites, and oh god, it was just like Sam Raimi put everything gross into a puppet and just freaking blew it up and made it melt. It was so disgusting. There's so many moments in this that I was just like, ugh. I was eating my ice cream. I was like, no, ew. And of course you have Bruce Campbell in the film. Now, he isn't as awesome as he is in Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. I'm going to be fair, he isn't, because this is the first film they were actually trying to make a real horror film, so they didn't want a guy that was going to be goofy the entire time and say, witty things or be badass. They wanted a guy that was, really freaked out and worried about his friends. But he's still really good in this film, even though, the acting is definitely corny, and at times he can be extremely corny, but he does a damn good job of reacting to things. And he is really good in this. He's just such a likable, charismatic actor. I love him in this film. Even though he's not as good as he is in Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, he's still great here. He truly is. So overall, I think The Evil Dead is a grotesque, awesome horror film with some great camera work, some disgusting kills, some corny and cheesy dialogue, but works perfectly for the film. So I'm going to give The Evil Dead, I'm going to give it a 38 out of 40. Not a 40 out of 40, but a 38 out of 40. Still a great, great cult classic. Definitely go check it out. The Evil Dead, there you go. There's my review. So thank you and goodbye.